Hello, everybody. So I'm the founder and CEO of MyCO2, which is a young company created in France last year. But we have big expectations and big international ambitions. That's why I'm here today. In a few words, the ambition of MyCO2 is to calculate and communicate environmental information, especially carbon footprint, but also other environmental impacts to companies and cities for the consumers. So in one slide, if you have to show all the services that we propose, we have designed a whole set of services which start from the environmental labeling and goes through ecological games and innovative services that don't really existed before, like the Green Points program. I will explain a bit about that, and the Green Card for Environment. And after that, we deploy also mobile services such as iPhone applications and reporting tools. So our ambition is to propose a whole set of technological tools to answer companies and cities' needs. The starting point and the core of the system is a database called My Life Cycle, where we collect all environmental data of impacts, CO2 impact, but also water impact and other indicators such as biodiversity and as well as social indicators. So the idea is to gather all information about products and services because we think it's strategic today for companies' image towards the consumer to communicate on the impact of products and services. And based on this database, we developed the services. And the first is environmental labeling solutions. In France, we had the opportunity to work on the Grenelle law, which made compulsory carbon and environmental labeling for thousands of products. There is a national experimentation starting this year in France where 170 companies participate in this experimentation. So we accompany different companies on how to calculate and how to restitute this information in a simple way to the consumer. Especially, we work with Nature et Découverte, with a network of green shops in France with more than 50 shops, and we animated a work group with them to prepare the Grenelle application. And then comes the Green Point program. That's the most innovative part of MyCO2. We designed completely this program, which aims at rewarding the consumer, the citizen, which purchases green products and commits to green behaviors. So the idea of the program is simple. I adopt green behaviors. The behaviors or green purchases are checked by MyCO2. Then the consumer earns green points and transforms green points into rewards and gifts, which are financed by partners, public and private partners as well. So it's really the idea of a multi-partner program with cities, energy, transport, and retail actors. It's really a global solution which can be applied in many different areas, and we are discussing now with many cities in France especially, but also in Europe. Our first proof of concept was in an eco-district launched in La Défense, where we launched in October an operation of Card for Environment. So the Green Card for Environment was distributed to 400 households who have purchased in this eco-district, and they can earn the people who earn the most green points can earn very nice gifts, because you can have a hybrid car, or you can also win electric bicycles, which are offered by the partner Nexity. This competition is also open to everybody, so you can also access the competition and subscribe to it, and it's open to everybody. So the idea is very simple. You've got the green card, and with the green card you can log in on the MyCO2 website, declare your behaviors and green purchases, and we do all the back office and checking of the green points. In a few weeks, we will put online a new iPhone application, the Green Points application, which will allow anybody to check in his area where are the Green Points partners, where are the green products and services, and he will be able to go to partner shops and partner services and earn green points when you do good things for the planet. So that's a kind of loyalty program adapted to green, and we think that be a very powerful way, a very powerful lever to encourage citizen consumers and also to encourage retailers. And at the end of the spectrum, we also develop reporting tools that allow our clients to have a global vision of indicators and put them on maps and nice dashboards. So you have here examples of the dashboards. The My Life Cycle, which is for product, My City, which is for cities, and My Company. Like you said, I'm a former advisor of 3 different ministers of ecology in France. After that, I was a VP in Capgemini Consulting for 3 years, where I did sustainability consulting for clients, and I decided to create my company 1 year ago. Last year we won the Innoveco Trophy in Paris, which awards the green startups in France on green economy. We are, as I said, a young company, but we already have many clients and prospects, and we grow fast, and our model has many applications in different sectors. And now, if I'm here, of course, today, is because we are seeking funds between 2 and 3 million euros. So if there are any investors in this room, I would be happy to join. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hang on. So, any questions? Yes, please. In the front.
This is Eva from Ocean Shore Ventures, actually investing in advanced materials, so clean tech, so not quite the right investor for you. But a question, though, is Facebook. How do you plan to connect with Facebook? As a lot of the Facebook users like to share what they do and how they contribute to whatever, and it's kind of a competitive attitude within the societies.
Well, we are thank you for your question. Of course, we are already using Facebook and Twitter to have more people coming into the competition and participating in the Green Points program. So now we already started to have a buzz on Facebook with friends coming and participating. And we'll use it more and more to have people publish their Green Points scores on Facebook. That might be very motivating for the participants.
Albrecht von Ruffer, N-Surf. Do you only reward green purchases, so more like a loyalty scheme, or do you also reward green behavior like going by bike instead of taking the car? And if you do, how do you monitor that?
Well, we have thought about many applications. So it's in retail. So it's like a loyalty card, and we can imagine to have applications to retailers' loyalty cards, and we are discussing with many retailers on that. But it's not limited to retail, and we are discussing also in the fields of electric car, eco-mobility, and energy, how to apply all this program and this concept to reward consumers who make the good choices in terms of mobility, in terms of energy, energy consumptions, and so on. So I won't go in all technical details, but the idea is that green points can reward the good behaviors of mobility.
One last question.
Yeah, just a question on how you earn money. You mentioned that you get support from companies, but is that on carbon credits, or because your revenue model looked quite ambitious? I was just wondering what drives the top line.
We start with consulting services, but consulting for us is not a goal, it's just a way to enter a client. And then we earn our revenues on subscriptions to our services, subscription on data access to our database, subscriptions on services like green points, like cards. So every company or city who wishes to enter the program has to pay a subscription which is proportional to the number of participants.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much
very
for
much.
coming.
Thank you.
Your book.
Thank you.
Wonderful project.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Welcome to Ecosummit, Francois Bordes.
Nice to meet you.
You're an advisor for the Ministry of Ecology, is that?
I used to be a few years ago. Yes. I was involved in ecology for a few years, and in 2003 and for a few years I've been advisor to different ministers of ecology in France.
And now you're setting up MyCO2.
Yes.
And you're here to pitch today.
Yes, I made a big step and creating my own company 1 year ago called MyCO2. And of course, we are working on climate change.
Can you give us an elevator pitch here, quickly?
Well, very briefly, in a few words, MyCO2 is developing technological solutions to involve citizens and consumers in solutions to fight climate change.
Yeah. Do you aim for France and then Europe and worldwide, or what's your...
We have a big ambition, so we seek a worldwide development, but it all started in France, because in France we have the opportunity of the law Grenelle, which was voted last year, and which made compulsory the environmental labeling for all products and services. So there is now a national experimentation starting in France, and it concerns all products and services. So that's a big lever for us to start developing an environmental database to be able to label all products.
So you're supporting consumers' right to know what we are eating and what we're consuming?
Definitely, yes. We help consumers to choose between products and to make the good choices, that is to purchase green products.
And how will this labeling be? By color code, numbers, letters? How is it?
Well, there was a huge scientific work and a huge marketing work as well, because the information is extremely complex. CO2 is not easy to explain to everybody, and when you add different criteria like water, like resources consumption and so on, it becomes not easy to translate it in simple terms for everybody. So we did that marketing work as well.
Yeah. So you have solutions for companies, for cities, and for individuals. And you want to integrate citizens and have action and involvement from the people.
Exactly. We want people to be active, because we found that carbon labeling of products was interesting. But if you see how people react to environmental labeling, if you want people to change their behaviors of consumption, you really have to add incentives and to create tools and incentives that reward people for green purchasing and good behaviors.
You have a lot of award systems, different kinds. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes, MyCO2 has launched what we call the Green Points program, which is a kind of green loyalty system where people who purchase green products and achieve green behaviors are rewarded. They earn green points, and with green points they can transform the green points into gifts which are financed by the partners.
And they can also offset the CO2, and it's for companies, and you also do what's it called? Multi-partners program? Yeah?
Yes, the idea of the Green Points program is to measure CO2, of course, and also to have multiple partners around the table. Of course, public organizations, municipalities, cities, and private partners as well, because it has very many applications in transports, in energy, or in retail and consumption.
And how about the vision and the philosophy? Do you want to share with us?
Well, as an entrepreneur, I found it extremely important to manage my CO2 not as any company. And we found that human values and convictions were the most important. So everybody in our team is deeply convinced about the importance of the subject, and we want human values to be at the core of the project.
So yeah, it's easier with this system now, the cards to measure and follow the CO2 and do the offsets. Is it any tax reduction possible in the future? Could people?
Well, we of course we would like the system to become a governmental system in the future. Maybe some governments will be interested to recognize the green points. There are possibilities to finance the green points with carbon assets and certificate d'économie d'énergie in France. So there are financial possibilities, and I hope that the governments in the future will recognize such systems.
And you have alliances and team players, a big database, and recognized experts with you.
Yes, we have very high level and international experts come from academies, universities worldwide, in US, and in Europe, because what is at the core of my CO2 value is the environmental database. And we have created this database, and now we collect all the data from the suppliers and the producers to enrich the database and deepen the data. Because it's environmental data will become more and more strategic for all companies and all firms.
And if there are any web masters, or it could be engineers or communication.
Yes, we
they're
seek.
Looking for people.
We seek people with different backgrounds and different competencies, technical. So webmasters, web developers, of course, engineers who are interested by environmental analysis, and also commercial people, of course.
So what's the website? Can you maybe share the link?
Yes, you can visit our website, the myco2.com website, and the greenpoints.fr website.
And the reward, or you challenge people, or how would you say, like encourage people to green behavior and green purchase in daily life. How do you actually change the mindset of the people? What mechanisms or methodology do you use to get through to the masses?
Well, we really wanted to touch the general public and everybody, not just a small community of fanatics or green fanatics. So we wanted to make a very large-scale product. So that's why we have worked on the marketing, we have worked on the rewards, and we have launched the first operation of the Green Points program on an eco district in La Défense. And all the people in the area receive their green cards. So I think it's very symbolic, and it's really rewarding for the people to own their green card, to register on the website every behavior that they do. And they earn nice gifts, because you can earn a hybrid car and electric bicycles. So that's quite rewarding at the end.
Good incentives for
Good
people.
incentives.
So
yes.
they're actually active users of it.
Yes, we started the operation in January, and we already have quite a lot of buzz on Facebook and Twitter and social networks. So people from the district are participating, and in fact it's open also to everybody. So we have many people registering from France and other countries.
Yeah, so anyone can actually register from France.
Anyone can register, yes.
Good. Well, good luck on your pitch.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for coming.
Thank you to Ecosummit. Thank you.